Okay. Bob, how are you today?
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. Good to see you again. Today we're going to talk about the PE100 class called Elements of Communication. And what that is about 6 modules, individual modules of nonverbal or body language.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about verbal communication, oral communication, and we're going to put the two of them together.
Correct.
And then we're going to talk about written communication. We're also going to talk about texting, instant messages, IMs,
All electronic communication.
all the electronic communication, chats and blogs. And then we're going to get into the legal situation about what's really legal today in the electronic world.
Right.
So those are the 6 modules that we're going to cover in the introduction. So I'm going to have Bob kind of start talking about, again, these are all self-paced, so we want to emphasize that self-paced mode again for each one of these 6. So you want to take us down that road a little bit for each of these, Bob?
Sure. This first course, this was 1 week long, is really an introductory course. It's going to kind of get you into looking at all the different forms of communication that you do daily and how you're doing that and how efficient you are in the way of overall communication, because that's what our jobs are. We do a lot of communication in our business. So the first course is really that introductory level, and we'll look at why do we do emails versus written letters versus chats or IMs, what the company really feels about this, because they do have standards on how emails are supposed to be addressed, why we do emails versus RFIs or whatever we may do. So we're going to get more specific to the industry, whereas you're more probably familiar with doing it for your everyday business and plus your home business and everything. And there are some innuendos or differences between the way a business goes about doing it versus the way an individual would.
You mean as far as communicating with friends, relatives,
Exactly.
and family? And
how you actually compose those letters instead of you are, meaning,
the letter,
U and an R, it's U, Y-O-U-R, A-R-E, so, or whatever. So what we're really looking at is you've got different ways of doing it. And so when you come in the morning, you have that work hat on and you know exactly what you need to do. And that's even going to get into some of these documents, maybe privileged and confidential. So as we get through, we get to the legal part of it, we'll start understanding why we do letters. Sometimes they have privileged requirements and sometimes they don't. And also the big thing is by looking at each one of these on a weekly or a module basis, we're able to really focus in on, for instance, the next module is oral communication. And there's a ton of stuff in there that really will help you and your overall pursuits, and at the same time get you up to a level to where your reputation is risen, and so has the company's, because it's professional, it's very standardized. People get to know you that way, and you have to consider that a lot of people that we deal with nowadays, we never meet facially.
That's changed in the market today, hasn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
And so our reputations are based on how well we write this stuff.
And if you take a look at how much communicating you do every day, even when you don't think about it, your body language or the people that you're talking to and their body language,
Exactly.
How much oral communication do you have with the office guys, the field guys, the home office group, the safety people, the general contractor, the engineer,
the architect,
on and on, right?
Yeah. So, and that's really the key part of this is letting you, we're starting into body language fairly early in this. But it's going to take you 3 years to get it, and even at 3 years, you're going to learn a lot more as time goes on.
Let's do that, Bob. Let's get into the body language, because there's a part here that